EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Boston Championship. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Here now the second shot. It's 120 yards.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. These putts keep the round together. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Did the job right there. Let's go down to the 11th. Been a steady performance so far early in this first round, but at some point, Frank, they need to take steady to spectacular.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Rich, and really sooner rather than later, that's for sure. But, yeah, steady becomes boring if it stays on for too long.
Frank, you've been around this game for a pretty long time. Are players, in fact, more athletic today than they were, say, 20, 25 years ago?
There's no question, Rich, they are, but we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the whole location from here. Solid play, heart of the green. Getting set now over the putt. Still playing even for the day after the par. Frank, the 12th looks to be a pretty straightforward par 4.
Just bends to the left. There's a big sort of crop of mounds on that right side. If you can just go a little left of those, you get a nice kick forward.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Good roll. Solid. That's a par. On the tee now at another par 4, the 13th. Frank, how do you play it?
Well, it looks like it's a dogleg right, but ideally you want to keep that tee shot down the left, and you don't want to leave any of it behind.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Good swing, good shot yet again. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
And yet another birdie. This time, inching into the top 5.
Back here at the par 4 14th, ready to tee off. This is a big dog leg to the left, 495-yard hole, Frank.
Yeah, don't try and hug that left side too much. There's a bunch of little mounds, and the chances of getting a good lie there, next to none. There's something about a well-hit shot. Oh, that's fine. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
It's no snack, though. Just when you thought it was going to be an average week, eagle there to vault into the top 10.
All right, Frank, we're teed up at the 15th, and a lot to talk about with your caddy on this tee shot.
Yeah, which club, which line, series of bunkers down the left. That one short right doesn't really come into play. Another one, really, fairway first.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
Should be safely on deck.
Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. So through one round, Frank, our leader really put on a good show today.
They certainly did, Rich. It was truly a great performance, especially from tee to green. It's not easy to come out of the gates like that.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Boston Championship.
He goes after it like he is here.
Are you kidding me? Come on, you can't hit a ball that hard.
That is crushing it beyond all crushing.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. Frank, here at the 7th, there's a choice to be made.
Yeah, you can see the distinct reward for a good iron shot. If you get that ball on that right tier, then it's certainly a relatively flat birdie chance up ahead.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole, this for birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Frank, how does that par help his cause?
It certainly doesn't hurt it.
Frank, looking at the 8th, par 3 of 213 yards, obviously short, is trouble.
Yeah, that's where it's narrow. Ideally, you want to fly that ball more, sort of at least 10 or 12 yards onto this green, where it starts to widen up.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
That would be a great look at birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Ooh, so close.
Well, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now at par.
For the par. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Frank, I don't know about you, but I love a good hot dog and a soda at the turn. Of course, it tastes a lot better after you've made par. How difficult is that proposition here at the 9th?
Well, if you stray with your tee shot here...
Wow, what impact. Absolutely crushed it. That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Not enough on that one.
It just seemed to baby it.
solid play, heart of the green. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Stroke that with authority. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back nine, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way.
In the fairway here at the 10th, nice way to start off the back nine. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Vijay Singh, Charlie Hoffman, and Big Henrik Stenson, they all have one thing in common. They all tied for the low tournament score at TPC Boston, 22 under.
And they're all good. Yeah, this is a golf course that obviously gives in to the longer hitters. And if there's just a little bit of sting taken out of the greens, then these long hitters have a huge advantage.
Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. So a tester from 4 feet. That is a solid par putt right there. 2 rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, you know, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Boston Championship. Headed for the bunker? Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Pretty good shot right there. This one just requires a little bit of focus. So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
Now at the 461-yard par 4 12th, how do you play it, Frank?
Well, hit 2 of your best here. Somehow find the fairway, and then you take anything on the green here. You see a lot of 6s here over the years.
Looks to be putting everything into this one. Just destroyed it. He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Flagstick 150 yards away.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Just another solid shot, about 8 feet from the hole. Shouldn't be a problem here. We haven't seen a whole lot of that, Frank, but that has to feel good. Ball's teed up at the par 4 13th.
And you want to keep that ball in the air as much as you can. Carry that air on the left side. That's a big tee shot, somewhere in that sort of 300-yard mark.
Can't ask for much more. Right in the fairway here at 13. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Just a beautiful approach shot. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Been a little too much of that, Frank. Just sort of ho-hum pars. Frank, the 14th, this is a dogleg left, 495 yards. Another case where the driver will set everything up.
But you have to avoid those mounds on the left. They'll just snag your ball.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Will settle. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down. And it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. These putts keep the round together.
That might go unnoticed, Rich, but that birdie just sneak inside the top 15.
So through 3 rounds, just outside the top 10, what kind of a chance do you give a player who is sitting outside the first 10?
Yeah, it's slim. I certainly would not say none, though, Rich. You know, we've countless times over the years seen someone post an early one in and watch the leaders crumble at the end. Good opportunity tomorrow. Put a good round on the board and then just sit back and wait. And then remember, there's also the chance of a playoff.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Boston Championship.
Ah, nice.
Looks good. Good looking shot right here. Feet to the hole.
Well, hello there. That's an eagle.
Might be languishing in the middle of the pack, but at least celebrate that.
All right, Frank, we're teed up at the 15th, and a lot to talk about with your caddy on this tee shot.
Yeah, which club, which line, series of bunkers down the left, that one short right doesn't really come into play. Another one, really, fairway first.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through the putt. Really. This is an awkward length. Ooh, inexcusable.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
They'll take it. That's a par. Frank, here at the 16th, you really see this sort of New England character, don't you?
Yeah, that stone wall now protects that sort of two-tiered green. And it sort of showcases the golf course. It just fits in beautifully with what Hans and Faxon have done to the golf course.
See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Not a problem from there, right in the middle. Frank, the 17th here at TPC Boston underwent quite a radical change.
Yeah, that renovation and that redesign that they did, it changed the character of the hole, but they still kept that big mound in the middle of the green. So that second shot is still punishing if you misjudge it.
And players nursing a lead, they might want to think about playing it safe down the right side, but if you're trying to make up some ground, you could try to fly the church pews that divide the fairway into two sections, and that would give you a nice short wedge in.
Yeah, give you a short wedge in, but really the risk, is it worth it? This looks like it's going to find the target.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it,
and he's got it right on track.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
Frank, the 18th here at TPC Boston has generated a lot of buzz through the years, hasn't it?
It has, and those changes have just made this finishing hole so much better. The fact that they've narrowed up the front of the green, they've made that left side more severe. Now you can't bail out on the left. If you do, it's an awful little pitch or even a putt up the hill.
The addition of that putt bunker, Frank, how has that changed the hole?
Well, if you stray off the tee or find one of those bunkers with your tee shot, you really have to be aware of exactly the distance that little pot bunker is away. Because if you just sort of whack it out of the bunker and lay it up there, you find the next bunker, then you're in trouble.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Good strike right there, right off the center of the face, and about 20 feet away.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Oh, good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.